We like to answer your questions. Today we're going to answer the question, guys, what is the best time to trade? This may seem a little bit obvious, but let's even throw it up on the screen, shall we? What is the best time to trade? There's obviously the open, there's the close, there's the midday, there's tons of volatility throughout the day. Give it to us. What's the best time to trade?
All day long, because TraderTV.Live is on all day long. But okay, all seriousness aside,
you stole mine.
I'll use a very specific time. Now, I want to say the open, but very specifically, I want to talk about the opening drive or opening range, 9:30 to about 9:50 to 10 o'clock. And the reason I want to say that is not to say that you have to execute at 9:30, but that a lot of times it's what happens in that first 10 to 15 minutes that can give you opportunities in a trade. Now, you can come in with a bias. I'm going to use loose as an example here because the context was I wanted to short loose and I wanted to short Rivian. I wanted to short Tesla on bounces or not any bounce to the upside. And I wanted to fade each of those going into earnings for Rivian. And all of these were weak names. However, they all started dropping really early in the pre-market. This is 9 o'clock, it flushes. Then you go back up to 9:28, and it makes another big flush. At this particular point, you've already established a downward range. What do? If the levels you liked were shorting it in front of 25.5, which is what I loved, in Rivian it was 45, it was $2 away from that. Tesla wasn't going anywhere close to those levels. Well, allow that opening range to decide for you. It makes a break of the previous pre-market low here at 24.40. Now you're establishing, is it going to make a press to that last shelf at $25 even? So you don't actually have to make a trade until it tests, cannot get to that 25 level, and starts to roll over. And better yet, a lot of times what you can do is you can simply put your risk on. You could just have taken a 24.80 with a 20-cent stop, and then worked it in the middle of this range down here and simply played, I'll just sit there and go 2-to-1 on the entire trade, not even try to hold it. You're just playing within the range and the momentum established here. And the best part about it is maybe you hold on to a piece of it and you have established a clean direction for the rest of the morning or the rest of the day. But it's that key window where you know volume is going to explode, where you're able to use that opening range to your advantage. And if you're not in a trade during this time, you can be watching a stock for a trade to develop. And because it's so early in the day, it can be one of those big monster winners, because if you get the right entry point, it might end up being something you can hold on to. And it also has probably established a clean out, which this had.
Yeah, kind of took my time there, but I'm going to go, and you said something early, and it was all day, and actually that's what I'm going with, to be honest with you, because the reason why I want to say all day, every day, is because it's a setup kind of world, right? And I think that as soon as you're comfortable with whatever setup you're looking at, you can hit these trades at any point. And I want to give an example here. I love Microsoft, right? Here's great trading in the morning, like Neil was talking about, bouncing off levels that we like, 282. But, we were busy doing other things. It came up. I look for a stock that I like. It hits my levels. I go long, explode to the upside, and we just got out right now for a nice little win there, $5 or $4.50. But there's the trade all the way back to the upside. And look when we took this, 11.48. It just broke the levels. That's it, right? So I feel like patience to answer the question, when's the best time to trade? I just think you sit on your hands and you wait for the time that fits your profile. Some traders love the action in the morning, right? Back and forth, scalping. We have people on our show say, oh, I've already made 20 fills and I'm already up this much money. You could do that off the open when it's a little violent and there's a lot of liquidity. But if things set up, and I'll do another example right now with Rivian. Here's the short that Neil was talking about. Bang to the down. This happens at 10:30, but to the downside, good trade. But then again, we like the short again in here, and then now it's paying off. So it's like about looking at that. Look at SoFi. Here it is. We leave it all morning. Okay, comes down, bases. We like when they make a base. Then we hit the long. Boom to the upside. We hit it again. Boom to the upside. These are midday trades, but the setup was there. So I know it's not the big, sort of sexy answer, the best time to trade is between, 9 or whatever, 9:30 and 10 or 3:30 to 4. I think we know that that's when the volatility is there. But for me, it's just a setup game. And I think that's, the right way to look at it, especially if you're a little more experienced. Don't go crazy off the open. Wait for your setups. And for me, that's what it's about. It's a setup kind of time frame, Brendan.
It's the old question: if you're not in your seat, you can't take advantage of the moves when they happen.
I like that.
So, the market's open 9:30 to 4 p.m. We like to trade all day long.